What's going on YouTube, Geosno right here. So in today's video we're going to recap the current situation of the iOS 11.x jailbreak. A lot of things have happened in the past weeks and we're going to recap the important events for those of you who do not follow my daily videos. And we're going to also present a couple of news, but for those of you who missed it, a very important event happened a couple days ago. AppTapp has unveiled their installer 5, which is going to be a complete Cydia alternative, and I'm not talking about Cydia alternatives that install plus applications. Nope, I'm talking a real Cydia alternative for the jailbroken devices. Jailbreaks in the future may come with this one and Cydia as well, or only with this one. This one will pretty much be able to install the Cydia tweaks, especially Cydia tweaks for your version of iOS that you're running, the Cydia tweaks that are compatible with your device, and will have a better system to search for those compatible tweaks. Of course, it has a lot of improvements, and I have talked about this in my previous video. You can check it out in the description down below. But anyways, this is an important event. It happened in the past week, and of course is going to be a major breakthrough in the jailbreak community, because if you remember, the Cydia has been broken for quite a while. The payment system doesn't work, it hasn't worked for the Electra, and nobody can purchase tweaks normally from the Cydia with the Electra jailbreak, which of course drives our developers away from the community because they are not able to monetize their work, which of course takes time, and that of course makes the jailbreak community to slow down. Now with this in place, with installer 5, once it's going to be released out of the beta, it's going to be very useful because it will enable a better payment system, a better search system. You will be able to download blazing fast compared to Cydia, and it has a lot of benefits for the jailbreak community. But I talked about this solution in my previous video, so go ahead and check it out. The next thing we're going to discuss is WWDC 2018. You're going to ask me, why is this important for the jailbreak community? Well, if you remember well, aside from the new Mac Pro that will be unveiling here, aside from the new watchOS version and whatever Apple decides to put on the table this year, there is also going to be the iOS 12. Now, Apple claims that iOS 12 will contain stability improvements and so on, and they will focus more on stability and fixes rather than on new features and new redesign for whatever application or for the home screen. So this may not contain a lot of things to brag about this year, but it's still an important version and it will still need a jailbreak, because once you update to it, you will not be jailbroken from the factory, of course. So it's important because this will be unveiled between June 4th to June 8th, so this is pretty much next month. And at the same time, next month we will have the Mosec conference, which takes place on June 22nd. And of course, the Mosec conference will have an important security researcher from the jailbreak community, and that is of course Ian Beer. If you take a look in here in the speakers, he says, quote, build your own iOS kernel debugger. This is going to be massive, and of course this is going to be presented by Ian Beer. For those of you who are new to the channel, into the jailbreak community, and do not know who Ian Beer is, he has pretty much released a lot of exploits and vulnerabilities in the past that helped quite a lot of the past jailbreaks. So anyways, the Mosec will take place. Mosec is organized by the Pangu team. You probably remember them. They used to create jailbreaks, and they're still creating jailbreaks, but in the background, and they do not release them for some reason. But anyways, they are organizing this with POC team, which is Power of Community, and as I said, will take place next month after the WWDC. Anyways, at the same time, last week we've got some good news from Lian Chen of Keenlab. You probably remember Keenlab creates a lot of jailbreaks, but they never release them for some reason. And last year they have demonstrated a jailbreak for the iOS 10.x up to iOS 10.3.2 and iOS 11 Beta 2. At that point in time, these two versions were the latest versions available, and if they released that jailbreak, that would have been massive, but of course they did not. But anyways, they announced the fact that they're going to demystify that jailbreak at Black Hat 2018. Black Hat is another security conference, and this one will take place in August this year. And as you can see, we have in the briefings Lian Chen of Keenlab, and of course he's going to present, quote, Keenlab iOS jailbreak internals, userland read-only memory can be dangerous. And here he's going to give more details about the exploit that they have used at that time in their jailbreak, the way they jailbroke the device, the way they attacked the vulnerable component, and so on. So this will be of course very important for our current jailbreak developers because they can learn quite a lot. These vulnerabilities have never been released in the past. They are probably patched by now because they probably told Apple where the problem is, but the general public never knew how this jailbreak that Keenlab demonstrated worked. So yeah, if you remember, this jailbreak has actually been demonstrated at Mosec 2017, so the same Mosec conference in here. That actually makes me wonder whether we're going to get a new jailbreak demo or a new jailbreak presentation at Mosec. There is nothing in the schedule, but there was nothing in the schedule last year either, so yeah, it came as a surprise. But anyways, as you can see, the jailbreak community is pretty busy at this point. I know that for some of you, this looks like the jailbreak will never come, or it looks like the waiting is unbearable, but I tell you that if you do not stay on a firmware that can be jailbroken in the near future, you will end up waiting even more, so you should never update to the latest version. Anyways, this is pretty much it, guys. These are the news. A very important event in the jailbreak community is the creation of the Installer 5, which will of course represent competition to Cydia and will pretty much force both Cydia and the Installer 5 to provide good support, to provide good features, and to be maintained properly. So thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to stay updated. I'm GeoSnow. Peace out.